taught her how to be a member of a team, how to communicate stronger, what her needs were, but also it helped her with her listening skills because I think that being on a boat and being so close and having to take, orders from a chain of command and the boundaries were set on that boat. And I think that it helped her immensely.
I'm Agnes Stowicki, Managing Editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading camps and kids programs. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
My child, well, first of all, for overnight camps, we live in America, and the Fair Gene is in Canada, and this is a camp in Canada. My husband's Canadian, my kids are dual. And overnight camps were a challenge for us for personal reasons. And I called them and asked them what their policies were with the LGBTQ community. And they said it was not an issue that girls and boys can sleep in the same quarters because it's a very closed quarter and it's a boat. And the children are addressed by their last names and it wouldn't be a problem and it's perfect and they would welcome her, like they would welcome any other child. And so I felt comfortable and my husband felt comfortable signing her up. We were a little bit cautious because we are cautious with her to begin with, but my husband found this online and I called and they assured me and she went and it was great. For us, I think it's the inclusivity of, um, you know, accepting all children, no matter what their race or creed or religion is, or what their gender identity is. I think that it was a very welcoming community. And I know at the back end coming out, it was really a valuable experience for her, so much so that she loved it and wants to do an extra week there next summer. So it was really a positive experience, and we felt comfortable going in because of those unique factors. And we were assured about the inclusivity and that they cater to a diverse subset of children. And, that was one of the things that we really paid attention to. For sure. Like it taught her how to be a member of a team, how to communicate stronger, what her needs were, but also it helped her with her listening skills because I think that being on a boat and being so close and having to take, orders from a chain of command and the boundaries were set on that boat. And I think that it helped her immensely. And it's helped her even in her school life. She just started her freshman year in high school, which was very different from middle school. And I think that some of the skills that she learned on that boat and in that camp really help her with her time management. I think that word of mouth is, still very strong, and social platforms have made it even easier to connect with people and ask questions and put parents' minds at ease for overnight camps. Um, if you have a child and it's your first experience with an overnight camp, doing a little bit of research is always important. I think in this particular camp, it's even more valuable to look into, does your child have to be a good swimmer because they're on a boat? And, it could be a little dicey if the boat ran into any problems. But is your child a good swimmer? What's the level of supervision? But at the same time, will it help teach them independence and straddling that fine line and just doing your research and having the conversations beforehand rather than, learning after the fact when they're there is probably a safer bet. Again, I think it teaches them the value of honing their listening skills as much as it teaches them how to be more confident and advocate for themselves and speak up. Just because of the nature of the way that camp is run, because it's so unique, because it's a tall ship, because it's a very finite amount of children on a very close quarter for a week or 2 weeks at a time. I think that it's really important and it's unique and it's extremely interesting to me to always. I think it enriches your kid, to be honest with you, more than just a regular overnight camp because it gives them a sense, it gives them an agenda, it gives them a sense of communicating and listening and planning and organization. Um, that I think that my other daughter goes to a different overnight camp and just comparing the two. Um, yes, there's some structure and there's boundaries on what classes you want to take or what you want to do extracurricularly through the day. But in this camp specifically, it was a lot more intense just because of the proximity of the quarters and what the agenda was. She was terrified. We honestly didn't know what to expect. She had already been to overnight camps before. She goes to a special overnight camp in New Hampshire. And then what we do is we pick her up in New Hampshire, turn around, drive to Kingston, Ontario, drop her off at the tall ship, then go back home to Philadelphia, then go back to Canada, get her in Brockton or Brockville or wherever. We have a house in Ontario, so it works out. But it's kind of crazy what we do, but she loved it and she loved it so much that we were thrilled that she wanted to do another week. So, we arranged for it and the administrators at this camp have been so helpful and so open and so wonderful that we just felt we're very happy with the fact that she wants to do this. She's also applying for, I think, the Mountbatten, or she's applying for a scholarship, and this course gives accreditation for that scholarship. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called the Duke of Edinburgh Awards or Scholarship. It's a grant where you can receive like 750 or $1,000 in funding, but you have to or are required to do X amount of community service hours, X amount of sporting. It's to, have a well-rounded child. You have to like put in X amount of hours of like sporting and physical activity. And this covers the physical activity and or community service aspect, I believe.
For more information about this program, you can visit their profile at OurKids.net.